Hey everybody, BUCKSGEARBOX. Welcome to the table. Hey everyone, so this is exciting. Today I'm going to be pseudo unboxing a Chris Reeve Knives large Sebenza 31. I say pseudo because I can never wait to open these boxes and use the knife. So I've had this for over a month, and I'll just tell you right now, I've loved it. But I just wanted you to see the unboxing experience in case you are on the fence about this. And much like I did with my Civivi video, just wanted to show you what it's like when you get one of these. I also did this for an Incosi. That was I think that might have been my first video. And yep, here we go. Let's get into it. And this is an experience, absolutely. I've packed this stuff back in here as well as I could remember how it all works in this nice pamphlet, this premium pamphlet. You get a birthday card, and there it is. You get an explodey look on how to take the knife apart and do maintenance on it, which they want you to do that. They want you to be able to do that. That's really awesome. I appreciate that quite a bit. They also give you some maintenance tips. Very cool stuff. So pause that if you want to read it. Pause that if you want to look into that a little closer. Try to make these in 4K so that they show up really well on the video. Check that out. There's a little backstory there, a little bit of a timeline going on here, some awards, stuff like that. You get a pretty awesome sticker. Now that I have two of these, I might actually use that one. And registration card. They also give you, which I love this, I love when companies do these little touches like this. They don't have to do this. Tool to take it apart. I guess you only need one. And some Loctite and some chlorinated grease, which they recommend using on the pivot. Obviously, this is just like, I know I've said this before, it's kind of like opening an Apple product when you get a Chris Reeve knife. And I don't know if I wrapped this up exactly the way that it came, just so you know, but I tried to get at least the experience down. You get this beautiful microfiber cloth, and yeah, it kind of attracts stuff there. Anyway, that's not important right now. Here it is. The Chris Reeve 31 Sebenza. I have the one with the black micarta inlay. I haven't taken this lanyard off yet. I like lanyards a little bit on smaller knives, not so much on bigger knives, so that'll probably go away. I've only taken this down once, which I'll explain later. I have one issue with this knife, and I'll show you in a little bit. Let's go over some specs. Slow roll that open right now. This is a big knife. 8.4 inches overall, not too big, just big. 3.6 inch drop point blade, titanium scales with, of course, the black micarta inlays. It's a 4.8 inch handle, tip up right hand carry only. But the good news about Chris Reeve knives is they make left-handed specific knives. So if you are a left-hander, you can get one of his knives and enjoy it because it was made specifically for you, and not just, move the pocket clip over and, have to feel like you're kind of hacking up your knife to make it work for you. So I think that's really cool. Not a lot of companies do that. And the left-handed knives are typically easier to find. These sell out very quickly when they drop. So just FYI there for your information. This one is a newer 31. Sebenza 31 with an S45VN blade steel. The older models use S35VN. From what I know, those are very comparable steels, and S45 is just kind of the next step in the evolution of that knife steel. These are steels that Chris Reeve, the man or the company, had a hand in inventing. They come from Crucible, and they are performers for sure. I am not a steel guru, but this knife, I've had it over a month. It performs excellently. It's just really, really great. It really is. I'll give you a little bit of a up close here. I love how plain it is. Also, it's sterile, doesn't have a bunch of crap all over it. The only branding on the knife is right there. So classy looking, the Chris Reeve logo. And, oh, upside down, I guess. Idaho made. There you go. Yep, made in the USA. Just a great, great thing. Size comparisons, let's do that now, because everybody likes that, because that gives you kind of a real world feel of how big or small a knife is and how it might fit or not fit you. This is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Here's the Spyderco Para 3. Obviously, it's the large. It's on the large spectrum, right? Here is a Benchmade Griptilian full size. Fairly comparable, you know, like I think the Chris Reeve is a little bit bigger. And the Benchmade Bug Out, which everybody should have Bug Out. I know not everybody likes them. That's fine. But I love mine. I am a backpacker and I do go as ultralight as I can. So I love my Bug Out for sure. And yeah, that kind of will do it for the size comparisons. I do want to bring out one more though, and this is the Chris Reeve Inkosi, the large Inkosi Tonto blade. They're very similar, these two knives, no question. There's some cutouts here that kind of make it a little bit different. And obviously the blade shape is quite different, and you can get a couple of different blade styles in these knives. There you go. That's what they look like side by side. Put that away. Overall impressions. Well, my goodness. These are fantastic knives. Chris Reeve is a legend. Chris Reeve Knives is a legendary company. They're in the USA. I think he's originally from South Africa. My wife is from Southern Africa, so hey, that's kind of cool. The fit and finish, I don't know why I said that. The fit and finish and the hardiness of these knives, man, they're just top notch. I mean, and they give you all the maintenance gear in the box. They encourage you to take it apart, put it back together because it will fit. It'll work. You can't mess it up. I mean, you got to be careful with the washers in there and the pivot. You got to be careful with that stuff because you can bend those. That's about the only way that you can mess these things up. And you know, for a noob like me, I've been doing this a while, but I'm relatively new to like premium knife collecting. For a noob like me, I've taken this apart once, put it back together, didn't have any issues. I've taken my Inkosi apart several times to clean it, never had any issues. These are great premium knives. Their tolerances are so good. You can take all the screws out of this thing and you still have to kind of pull it apart because they're so tight. They're kind of perfect, honestly. And it's really just a cool experience. This knife in particular was easier, had a quicker break-in period than my Inkosi did. If you've watched my video on the Inkosi unboxing, you know I had sore thumb for a long time trying to get that thing open and close. This one was kind of smooth right out of the box. It had been probably opened a few times in the store, of course, but these don't stay on the shelves for very long. So, you know, I probably did most of the breaking in for this guy, and I really like it. These are expensive knives. There's no getting around that. I saved up over a long time to pick this up, and it's been a great experience so far. I have one complaint about this knife. For all that it is, and again, I've only taken it apart once, so and I don't know if you can tell, it is ever so slightly not perfectly centered. So, funny story, this is the part of the video in which I was going to complain about the knife not being perfectly centered when it is such a premium knife. Right after I filmed this, I was inspired to mess with the pivot and the body screws, and I managed to center it up immediately, like it was easy. So I want to be transparent and didn't want to cut out the fact that it didn't come from the factory perfectly centered. So I'm leaving this part of the video in, but turn the audio down a bit so you would read this and hear this. For some reason, the first time I took it apart, I struggled to center it. This time, I didn't even take it all the way down, and it centered right up, dead center. Cool. Centered as long as it doesn't hinder the performance. Then I don't fuss about it too much, but on a knife like this, it is kind of disappointing, and I think it's kind of rare, thankfully. I do believe it's kind of rare. I've not heard a whole lot of people that have that issue with a Chris Reeve knife. If you have one and you've had that issue, let me know. And if you've had any luck in fixing it yourself, let me know, because I want to get it fixed if possible without sending it back. I don't know that I'd send it back just to get that fixed. Excellent everyday carry workhorse of a knife. I mean, you're never gonna break this thing. It is a knife that is meant to last, an experience. This is a grail knife for a lot of people, which means, you know, this is the one they're seeking after, and once they get this, you know, their collection is fairly complete. They might still buy a lot more knives, but this is like the top of the list. And I understand why. I have other knives that I want of this caliber or more. I would love to get a custom knife one day. But man, this is an awesome experience. Highly recommend. Those are my month-old impressions and a pseudo unboxing. Chris Reeve knives is akin to an Apple-style experience, premium in design and material, and they go to work. Fabulous, fabulous, awesome knives. Hope that helps. Hope you've enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be doing more of these videos. Thanks a lot.